Welcome to another episode of Two Ales and Hockey Tales with Wally. And today I'm so excited to have on a 28-year-old from Cornwall, Ontario, Canada. A fifth rounder of the Detroit Red Wings, and he did muck it up for those Red Wings right after our last chat in episode 67. His hockey journey has taken him to Canada, the USA, Slovakia, Austria, and he is now set to run amok in the UK Elite League with the Nottingham Panthers. Back in the day, captained the University of Maine, then was a staple for the Grand Rapids Griffins for 5 seasons and mixed in some games in the show. Then nearly had a goal a game with HK Dukla Makalovice of Slovakia. Then last season put up a casual 19 tucks while missing about 10 games with Vilak, and it's now go time in the UK. Welcome back on, Chase Pearson.
Brent, appreciate the introduction, man. That was pretty accurate. So you covered all the bases.
Well, I get into how we know each other. Met you way back in episode 67, so I guess I've been doing this a while.
What are we at now? What?
This is episode 481 ish.
That's a lot of episodes. Good
That's
for
a lot
you.
of talking.
A lot of talking.
A lot of talking. But that was way back when. What were you doing then? You were playing for Grand Rapids, and I think you were going back for your first full season ish. Maybe.
Yeah, so that would have been probably right after COVID, right? Maybe after COVID year.
You know
I
what?
think.
It was, I think, because I looked at what I posted about it and I said, can't wait to see this guy make his debut this season for the Detroit Red Wings. And that happened that year. Called it.
Dude, you should have posted more on there so it would have got some more time up with the big club.
Well, other ways we know each other was I met you because your old man, Scott, was my roller hockey coach with a team from Atlanta. And that would have been right before I went to Western Michigan when I would 25 years ago or so. And it was pretty neat. My roommate from Western Michigan for 4 years, me and him both played for that team together. He's from Brantford. And that John Bardis, that his son was on the team, he paid for our flights, our hotels, the whole deal. And then we had an NHL head coach.
Yeah, that's not a bad gig, huh?
Yeah,
At
no,
that
it
age.
was, especially when they take you to the Lonnie Kai in Fort Myers.
Oh man.
But anywho, it was a fun time. And I actually think it was because I still saw your old man's post and your post, but I remember the day you made your debut for the Red Wings because he put up a picture of you and him and also Adam Foot and Cal Foot. You made your debuts
Yeah.
together and they played together.
Yeah, I think he played before me, but that game actually was I believe was at home. And yeah, we were before the game because my dad and Adam are very good friends. I think they played together in Quebec, if I am not mistaken, but they've kept in touch throughout all the years. And then, their sons grow up, me and Cal, and they thought it'd be cool to take a picture and warm up. So we just coordinated. They all went down to the glass, and then we are like, yeah, at the end of warm ups, we'll go up and take a photo. So that was pretty neat.
That is
Pretty neat.
neat. That's pretty cool
Yeah.
for the dads to see that too, you know?
Definitely. Yeah, no, they were pretty happy about it. Probably had a few beers and some laughs after.
So I will may as well stick on that while we're on it, because
Yeah.
I haven't talked to you since then. How was it getting called up? That you remember the day and how you found out and all that?
We had just played in Ontario, California, and I think we got stomped night before, if I remember correctly. And it was late night. We were busing to Bakersfield to play the following night because I think it's like an hour and a half or 2 hour drive. And it's funny because we got on the bus, and as we're driving up, I don't know what highway that is. It's like probably 1 a.m. at that point, and dead stop traffic. There's been a bad wreck on the road, and so they shut down the highway for probably an hour and a half. And so we didn't get into the hotel in Bakersfield till maybe 3:30 a.m. Go to sleep, obviously, like not thinking anything of it. I didn't feel like I played great the night before either. All of a sudden, the phone room rings in the hotel room, like the landline that's in
Yeah,
every room.
yeah.
And I pick up and I'm like delirious, right? Because we'd got in late, like just played, pretty tired. And it's Sean Workoff, and he's like, "Hey Chase," he's like, "Hey, we're calling you up," and I'm like, "What? Excuse me?" Anyways, and so then he's like, yeah, you got a car service coming. We're gonna pick you up in a couple hours. Just get ready, get our stuff, and you're flying to New York to play against the Islanders tomorrow night. So
That must have been a
yeah,
magical
so
day
oh,
and
it's amazing.
tiring.
So that exhausting, but like I was so juiced up. I couldn't even sleep on the flight over across the country. But yeah, I got a car service back to LA. Flew from LAX to New York City, got into Long Island to the hotel at like maybe 11:30 midnight. Woke up, morning skate, and then played in Long Island. My
Uh,
first game was pretty cool.
that would be cool, and
Yeah.
takes a lot of work and years to get to that point. And I'm sure it's a day you'll never forget. That's pretty neat, man. Good job.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, no, that was it was really awesome. I mean, there's no words. Guys say that's real. I don't even know how to describe it.
And it said you played 3 games, so were they 3 straight games?
No, it was strange. So, or not strange, obviously, just how it worked out. But I played in Long Island, and then I flew back with the team to, I believe it was Detroit, practiced, played a home game, got scratched, and then they sent me back down to play. And I believe I got called back up that same week. Like I played a game in GR, came back up, and then I played against the Rangers in Madison Square Garden. So we flew to New York, played there, and then went down to Florida, and I ended up playing against the Panthers too. So
So did you have any moments when you got on the ice and you're like, holy shit, I'm in the NHL?
yeah, the first game against the Islanders, Chara was on the team at the time. And I don't know if you know this, but so my dad played a couple games for the Islanders way back in the day, like in the beginning of his career. Actually, maybe toward the tail end. But Chara was just getting into the league. And so my dad played with Zdeno Chara in New York Islanders. And then my first game was in Long Island against the Islanders, and Chara was on the team.
He's still playing.
Yeah, he's still playing, right? It's like, my goodness, it's crazy. But yeah, that was pretty cool lining up against him. And then, you got like Matt Martin, those guys, right? You just seen him. I've watched a lot of those guys growing up. So a little bit of a awestruck moment. And then, Madison Square Garden, how historic is that venue? So coming
Yeah,
off the ice, I'm in the neutral zone and Panarin's coming down on me like, oh my gosh, what is happening right now? Right? Like I felt a little bit out of place, but you settle in as the game goes on.
yeah, that's really cool. And speaking of Matt Martin, I took my son to an Islanders game, and I was supposed to be going to see Tom Kuhnhackels from Landshut where I played, and then he didn't make the trip with the team. So I had told my son we were meeting players after. So, I know my way around an arena. We got down there, and we just happened to be watching warm-ups by the bench so he could be near the players and stuff. And we got pucks and all that, but we were standing beside, I believe it was Matt Martin's sister and her kids. And then after the game, when we're hanging out with the family and friends, which I wasn't supposed to be at, but I was,
Yeah.
Matt Martin came out, took a photo with my son, and he just seems like a genuinely great dude. And I can see why the Islanders kept him for so many years, because he is just a team guy and just a great dude, it seemed.
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, it was cool playing against him. I'm sure again, like the guys that play that role too, were a little tougher. Typically, some of the nicer guys off the ice as well. So
Very true. Very true. So
yeah,
you are in my old stomping grounds, the UK now. You're in Nottingham. What's it like so far?
I love the city. I've been here for 1 week. I think it's amazing so far. I've been walking more than I've probably walked all summer. It's very, very cool playing in Europe and being in a country that speaks English too, because my last 2 years in Austria and Slovakia were not like that. Like I was going to the grocery store using Google Translate. They couldn't even understand each other when I'm trying to check out at the at the grocery store. So it's cool to be in a place where they speak English and they love hockey. Like we just played our first preseason game and there was sold out at the rink. There was like 7,000 people. We're playing a Canadian university, so they love hockey here.
They sure do. Yeah, I saw it firsthand. I actually just went back in June. So if a guy plays 10 years on a team, they give them a testimonial
Yeah.
game. And man, I've been to 3 back in Cardiff now, and holy moly, are they as hockey as it gets. You get back a bunch of old retired guys that were your favorite teammates, and everybody just has a weekend. And then you realize like how passionate the fans were. And I mean, they sold out a testimonial game with my fat ass plan.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Well, they knew you were coming, so they had to sell all those tickets, right? Yeah,
No, as for Joey Martin, though, he's still on the
that's cool.
Devils, and he's an import, and he's been with them for 10 seasons as an import, and he's like the all-time leading import scorer in the league now, and that's my boy. We were there. Our first years were on the Devils together, and he's still doing her there. It's pretty neat to see.
Yeah.
But so you've played one game so far, eh? So
Yeah.
you guys had like a training camp and all that, or you just jump right into it?
We're I flew in on Sunday night, landed Sunday, and then we had an induction and then trained all week, started skating, played Saturday. And then this past week was also training camp. So we've done a lot of off ice fitness testing, just making sure we're okay to clear to play. And then plus the practices have been pretty hard. But yeah, we're like right in the
Fitness
midst of training
testing,
camp
eh?
right now.
Fitness
Well,
testing.
yeah.
God, I hated that shit when they would always body shame me.
Yeah. Well, what they say, you can't score goals in the gym.
People would say
That's
that. I
just,
try and go with it, but then people still get upset with me.
yeah, well, it's not for everyone, right? It's not for everyone.
So what did you guys have to do for a fitness test? Because I always found it interesting. Every team I'd go to had a different fitness test. When I went to Denmark, all we did was the rowing machine for I think it was a minute or 2 minutes straight, and it was like however far you could row.
Yeah, again, and like it's different everywhere you play, right? Here we did a bike test. We did some jumps, some pulling, pushing, just to make sure our shoulders are good with stability exercises too. It wasn't too much. I think more of the testing here is for injury prevention to make sure that like if you do get injured, there's a baseline that they know where you should be when you're healthy, right? And then there's a couple things, like a bike test that was same thing, not too bad, but again, that's pretty much standard everywhere. Bike test that's of some kind, right?
Yeah, well, and I've been following your career from afar since we first met, and then when you signed in the UK, your name was popping all up again for me, and looks like you or live a pretty clean lifestyle, eh?
Yeah, I try to. I pride myself in that.
So you
I'm
don't have to worry
interested.
about the fitness test like I did.
I've never once worried about a fitness test anywhere I've played. Let's put it that way. Yeah.
I
I've
have.
been around some guys that, yeah, I've been around guys that have. It's kind of funny. I just can't relate because that's, I don't know, good genetics or whatever you want to
I
call it.
know. I've
Yeah.
seen your old man's body. It's bullshit. Guy's
Yeah.
supposed to be old.
Yeah. He's 50, he's 56 or something. And now he's still pretty shredded. So
I
got the good
know.
genes.
Yeah. But yeah, I saw your post about grocery shopping in the UK, and that's part of why another reason why I want to
Oh,
talk to you because it's different grocery shopping over there. They got different things.
yeah.
But then everybody's got the small fridges, and you showed you were buying all organic in the UK. I'm not sure how important that is, like it is in North America. 'Cause in North America, all their vegetables look perfect. They're all genetically grown, like you and your old man,
Yeah.
and they all look perfect. But then you go to the UK, they look like normal vegetables are supposed to look, and then you put them in
Yeah.
your little fridge, and they only last like 2 days. You buy a pepper over here, it's still good 2 weeks later.
Yeah, it's funny, like I noticed that too, but that's just a testament to how the food standards in Europe in general are typically better than they are in the States, right? Because if you get an organic vegetable or something that's fresh, you would think it's not going to last as long. Where then like in the States, like you said, you buy a pepper that's organic, it's lasting like 2, 3 weeks, right? So
Oh,
so it's interesting. But I honestly like it more, the food here. And I don't know, the US seems to be doing a little bit of cleaning up in that department, right? Like I think they're just banning red 40 and that those food colorings, right? Those can't be good for us, but those have been banned over here forever. So
right.
yeah.
Yeah, it's same. I guess you never played in Germany, but Vlog is Austria, right? So you're still
Mhm.
speaking German, and it's very similar. But you had a guy in your team last year that was mucking it up way back when I played, and I always, you're in those leagues and you see the top scorers, and you always got an eye on each other. John Hughes, that dude's been doing it for a long time, and last
Use
season, he's 37 years old. Last season, he had 59 points in 48 games still.
Brent, yeah, I don't know how to describe it. It's like just being on his team and the way that he plays, like he he knows that league so well now too, and he just knows how to score and where to be around the net. And honestly, one of the best playmakers I've ever like able to play with because he gets the puck around the net and he just stick and it doesn't even look pretty on necessarily, like it doesn't even look like great, but then randomly he'll just make this soft pass one time or backdoor goal, and it's like, man, where the heck did you see that?
Right. He
But
just
he's
knows how to
he's
do
figured
her.
that league out. Yeah.
Yeah, because I think the first time he came on my radar was he played like a few games in Germany, and he was a little right-handed shot just like me, and he was playing against my team. I'm like, who's this punk, because it's a guy with the same size, shoots the same way as you. And then I watched his career. He only did those few games in Germany, and then he's been in Austria ever since and just ripping it up every year.
Every year, man. Every year leads the league or like top five at least. And it's incredible to watch, man. Great person too. Great guy off the ice.
So what do you think of Vila? Because I think it's a really nice town, right? I went to Austria for a
Mhm.
few exhibition games, and man, it's pretty beautiful there.
Gorgeous. I mean, you're surrounded by mountains. You're in this valley, so you look up and then you see I mean, you go Italy, um, Austria, and then I think you can see it in another country, but just
Switzerland and
gorgeous, right?
yeah,
Switzerland,
Germany,
something
it's
like
all
that.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My geography skills are not the best, but
You're learning
um,
as you're getting around Europe now, though.
so somewhat, yeah. I'm like, where are you this year? Well, I think I'm in Britain. I'm not sure. Yeah.
I didn't know where Wales was when I signed with Cardiff, so I had to Google it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny. It's funny how that works. No, but it was great though. Vlok was awesome. Love the town. The fans were great. Good teammates. So it was all around good year.
That's cool. So, let's see, where should we start? I think we'll stick with the UK. So you've only played one exhibition game. Do you have a
Mhm.
roommate?
No, got an apartment to myself, which is fantastic.
Must have been the NHL games that got you that.
I can neither confirm nor deny that, Brent.
I actually mucked it up against your coach and
Oh
Danny
yeah,
Stewart, right?
Stewie. Yeah.
You can tell him I said this. I thought he was terrible at chirping. Awful.
Did you?
Well, you like he was playing for Fife and he was old as balls, older than me. And he would chirp me all game and tell me I was the pussy and this and that and like barking at me like he
Yeah.
wanted to fight me. And I'm like, why am I going to fight you? What, I don't understand. Like, why are you so angry with me? He was like an angry little elf every game. I,
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
sure as a coach, he's still an angry little elf back there.
I'll go use that line tomorrow and see what he says to me. Yeah.
Yeah,
Chase your
tell him I
scratch, your
say hi
scratch.
and say I still don't want to fight.
Yeah, I will. I'll tell him. Yeah, that's hilarious. I like him. I like him though. He's a great guy. I mean, honestly, as a coach, I've really enjoyed him so far. So
No, he seemed like a hockey guy playing against him. I mean, to
yeah,
bring that intensity every game at that age, I was getting a kick out of it. But
yeah, well,
like you can tell which guys are true hockey guys, and he seemed like a true hockey guy, and I'm sure he's a good coach. He's just a
yeah.
bad chirper, so I hope he's not
That's
chirping when he's
funny.
coaching.
No, no, not yet. Not yet. I don't know. I've only been here for a week, so mess up enough drills and maybe I'll get something. But
So you got line mates yet?
yeah, I've been playing with Mitch Fossier and Tim Doherty, which is actually I played with they were in my class at Maine, so we were all classmates at school. Yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine being on a pro team with three classmates from Western Michigan. That would be wild.
Yeah, it's funny how life works and your career works like that too. But yeah, we're playing together, so it's been good so far.
Well, that's cool. It makes me realize how old I'm getting because I don't know them. I used to know
Yeah.
like everybody in the league, and now like even with my Cardiff Devils, I got all these new guys, and I don't know
Yeah.
them. Until you know people,
Yeah.
you don't know
Of course. Yeah, it's always like that.
them. So I guess the other things that have gone on since our last chat, though, is you did play in Slovakia. My coach from Denmark has won the championship there. It wasn't last year, it was the year before. Dan Seaman. Can't even
Oh,
remember
is
what.
it who won? Kasiche? Kasiche won?
It's not that team though. So whatever
Oh,
team he coaches, he definitely won.
okay.
But anyways, I've chatted with him while he's been over there. What did you think of Slovakia?
Yeah, it was interesting. It was a good year, like stat wise. Obviously, like that league is very interesting because I mean, some of those towns are maybe 30,000 people, right? And the rinks aren't the best, but then you'll go to Bratislava or Kosice or even Michalovce where I was, and the rinks are nice and they get a lot of fans. So it's hit or miss as everywhere in Europe typically is when you come play over here. But I had a good time for the most part. Like my teammates were good. I did well personally. And then
Right.
obviously I got hurt at the end of the year, so I wasn't able to finish. But yeah, in general, it was all right.
You sure had a lot of goals per game.
Yeah, well, I was playing with Dogovins, Casper's. Him and I had a nice little connection. So
Yeah, I actually wrote his name down. That guy, I knew his name from his career. And he had quite the
mhm,
stats too. He must have been a player. So it's
yeah,
nice. Isn't it fun when you get put with like really good players?
yeah, it makes the game much easier.
Really does.
Yeah, it does. It makes the game much easier. We get some people with some hockey sense, and especially in some of these leagues, you can do well.
I found each country I went to played hockey a little differently. We actually, one year in Germany, we weren't doing well. So they brought in three Slovak imports to whatever, stress us out, I guess, or something. But they played a little differently. I couldn't picture what the league's like, but I found Germany played different than the UK and Denmark
Mhm.
played different than both of them. So was Slovakia a little different than what you're used to coming from North America?
Yeah, like for me, when I first got over there, obviously the big ice is a little bit different style of game. There's less physicality. You don't chip and chase as much. It's more of a possession game. But that transition period wasn't terrible for me. I think I'm a decent enough skater to where I got by. And then as the games progress, you start to figure it out and you get in a rhythm, and then the game starts to get pretty easy and you get used to it. So
Yeah, you got to adjust to wherever you are. Yeah,
yeah.
I found it interesting going to the UK at the end of my career because I hadn't really played like North American style hockey for a very long time. And then when I got to the UK and like there was a lot of mucking it up and fighting back then. I think there's a lot less fighting now than there was,
Yeah.
or I know there is. But I really enjoyed going back to playing like what my roots were, going back to the
Mhm.
old school North American game.
Yeah. No, I found like honestly my style of game too is that bump and grind, like get to the front of the net. I'd say that's where I make my money if you want to put it like that. So
Yeah.
I kind of my style is more fitted to that game too. But yeah, I've sort of figured out the big ice again. It's just a lot more cardio.
Yeah, and I found there's a lot less reason to dump the puck in with big ice,
Yeah.
and then you always have a little more time. And yeah, there's not nearly as much hitting. There's not as nearly as much
No.
bumping and grinding.
No, no, which is good and bad, I guess, as you get older. Like you don't want to get hit as much if
Yeah,
you
it's
want
true.
to look at it like that, right?
Yeah, well, no, there was years in Germany I hardly got hit at all.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Yeah, I got hit a lot in the UK. But yeah, the UK still has some small rinks. I know Fife is still small, but most of those teams have the Olympic ice now. So it's
Mhm.
kind of weird that they muck it up a bit. But I guess I was in the big blue tent in Cardiff. Now they even got big ice. I enjoyed playing on normal sized ice, not the big stuff. But you got to get used to whatever you're doing, eh?
For sure. I mean, we're going to Manchester tomorrow to play a preseason game, and I guess their rink is still pretty small, so it'll be more
That's
that North
the rink
American
you're
style.
playing in is literally like the exact same one we had in Cardiff.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like the exact same, except ours, the outside didn't have walls. It was a tent. They called it the Big Blue Tent. It's like the big circus tent, and we played
Oh
hockey in
my
it.
God,
Yeah.
that's wild.
So fun fact, when you play Manchester tomorrow, you know, there was a season I sponsored their captain, and my logo is on the back of his jersey. He's now the head coach. But
Yeah.
what we started a tradition in Manchester on here that every time they win at home, they chuck chocolate all over the ice.
What?
Yeah. So if they win tomorrow, I think they'll be courteous enough to wait till you guys leave the ice. But then
Yeah.
their team gets around in a circle. So everybody throws chocolate on the ice and then they gather it all together at center ice and the team stands around center ice. And then whoever's like man of the match does something
Yeah.
silly through the chocolate. And then they all have a cheer and then they go eat the chocolate in the locker room.
Oh my gosh. And you started that, you said?
That's right.
I don't even want to know the origin story, but it sounds
It
funny.
was episode 226. I had Cameron Critchlow on, who's now their
Yeah.
coach. He just retired, and now he's coaching them.
Yeah.
And I had got it started in Cardiff with the goalie getting Twix thrown on the ice for after wins. And then I know the GM and I knew their coach then, Matt Ginn, who's in Atlanta actually.
Hmm.
But I liked those guys, so I had the captain on, who was a beauty, and I said, "Do you think we could get something started in Manchester? Like, do you think if you guys win, you want some chocolate?" And he
Yeah.
said, "A storm of chocolate sounds great." And then the next night they beat Sheffield. He fought, he scored, they won, and there was like two chocolate bars on the ice. And then
My
from
gosh.
there, it just snowballed.
That's amazing. Oh my gosh. So that was, you can say, I can say Brent started this.
It's 100% true. Yeah.
That's hilarious. Oh my
It
gosh.
actually is one of the funnest things that's ever happened on here. And it was
Love
hilarious
it.
because I was a Cardiff Devil and then
Yeah.
starting this and they supported me through that. I sponsored their captain and I do raffles and send them the money to pay for it.
Look at
And
that. Oh my gosh.
yeah, so I was the first podcast to sponsor a pro hockey player too, and had my logo on his jersey, which is right back there. But yeah, no, it's an exhibition game. Whoever wins wins. So I'm
Yeah.
cheering for Manchester, so you can see the
All right.
chocolate.
I have to go, Brent. I'll talk to you later, man. See ya.
No, I'm just
I'm
kidding.
kidding. I'm kidding. I'm
I
kidding.
hope you have a great game.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'm gonna give it
But
my best.
it is funny though, because after they win, there's always a couple fans that send me the video of all the chocolate hitting the ice, and it just
Yeah.
warms my heart every time.
That's so fun. I love it. I love it.
Oh God. Yeah, I haven't really started anything in Manchester over the years. I haven't had many Panthers on.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I could get, if you want some on, I can definitely plug the
Yeah,
podcast.
maybe I have to branch out a bit, eh?
Maybe you got to get Stewie on.
Oh yeah, maybe we'd start chirping each other again.
Yeah. Imagine.
Actually, I should have him on, catch up,
Yeah.
see why he was so angry with me all the time.
I would watch that. I think I'd listen to that.
I was just trying to play an honest game, Stewie. I don't know why you're so upset with me.
Oh man.
Okay. So yeah. Do you still go to Atlanta in the summers then? That's where you grew up, right?
Spend all my summers down there. So still home base is in Atlanta in the summer.
Yeah, because the guys I know there would be Derek Nesbitt, who's still at the Gladiators in Summerall, but he was
Nessie.
one, yeah, Nezzy, and then he brought Matt Ginn over to coach with him, and that's when he had just been the head coach in Manchester. I just sponsored the captain. We were throwing chocolate, having a time, and he
Mhm.
won Coach of the Year in the UK, and then that's when he went to the Gladiators. So,
Yeah, that's awesome. No, Nezzy, I've known Nezzy for a long time. Great guy. Great guy. I actually played men's league against him this summer.
oh really? I bet you he goes
Yeah,
out there and still works hard, eh?
he does, and he doesn't wear a face shield, which I'm like, man, you're asking for something. You got to put a bubble on out there, and especially Atlanta men's league. You never know what's gonna happen.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
Probably some erratic stick work.
Yeah, usually at least once a game, I'm like, man, please keep that thing down. You're supposed to play hockey, not chop wood.
That's like when well, where I grew up, there's a lot of Mennonites, and there'd always be outdoor rinks at the Mennonite schools, and me and a few buddies would go play with the Mennonites, and holy moly, could they whack your shins?
It toughens you up though, right? It'll
It
toughen you right
does,
up.
it does,
Yeah,
and they muck it up. They just don't have good stick work, but maybe
yeah,
they were meaning to.
yeah. Hey, you can't fault someone for trying hard, right?
No, you can't.
Yeah,
Yeah, but there was a few boys from Atlanta I knew from that roller hockey team that I'm sure you know, but I can't think of all of them right now. But
I could probably guess. Brad Miller.
probably, I don't.
You know, did you play with Tom Bardis? Is that or Mike?
Mike.
Mike. Okay, yeah, yeah, I know. Yeah, Mike. Because we know the Bardis family very well. So
Yeah, and that old man must do well because it was his son's roller hockey team, and then he pays for me and Daryl to go to Minnesota, Florida, paid for our hotels, our flights to play some roller hockey. And then I was watching the UFC one night, and he was walking out Randy Couture, and I'm like, who is this guy?
John's been very successful. Yeah, John's been very successful in business ventures. Yeah,
Yeah, I could see that. I probably should have
yeah.
stayed in touch with him better than I did.
Hey, it's still time, man. There's still plenty of time.
Man, yeah, no, he really took care of us that summer, but then I went to Western Michigan and then hockey got serious and I kind of slowed down on the roller hockey for a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, let's see here. Anybody on this new squad? I know like, you get your first week on the ice and everybody's, eyeing each other up, seeing who's good and who's legit. Anybody caught your eye on your team yet that stands out?
Oh man. I mean, I like a lot of our players. I can't like single one out and say it's like he's incredible. They all are playing right now. I mean, at least the first game, the first week, we have our lines and like I think we've meshed very well so far. Each line has a lot of strong suits that I think is going to help us down the stretch. We got shooters, passers, single guy that's impressed me. Obviously Mitch, good player. Tim, I'll just plug my main boys. Yeah, there
Yeah,
you
why
go.
not? The
Yeah,
Black Bears.
yeah, the Black Bears, obviously the best.
Actually, my the guy my goalie in Denmark that I won the gold helmet with right behind me is now coaching the Maine Black Bears. Alfie
Oh,
Michaud.
you played with Mies? No
Yeah.
way.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's awesome. He was my coach when I was there in Maine.
Really? Small
Yeah,
world. I was just trying to convince him onto the pod there a few weeks ago, and
I'll
then I got
shoot him a
sidetracked.
text. I'll
Yeah,
shoot him a
please,
text.
please do.
Yeah,
He's a beauty. I still remember after we won, he was retiring, and we knew
yeah.
that was his last year. And we were stallmates. I sat beside him, and he sat there in his equipment, crying with his gold helmet on for like at least an hour, and like he just wouldn't get out of his equipment because he knew it was the last time.
Yeah,
It was
that's
interesting
sad.
because I wasn't done and I was happy we won and I wanted to have fun. And he was, just soaking it all in.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Yeah. That's no a great guy though. I loved him as a coach. He was good for me. I'm glad I
Yeah,
had him at Maine.
he is a great dude. And I could see him
Hmm.
being a great coach because when I
Yeah.
played with him and he was the goalie, I don't rate a lot of things down. I just kind of know what's going on and I know what power plays do what. But
Yeah.
he would before the games, he would have his own little scouting report done up of where each guy stood, what their tendencies were, and then he would do little drills at the end of practice and make guys do certain things to
Hmm.
replicate the other team. He was as dialed in as they get for being prepared.
Yeah. Definitely. No, and he always brought that to coaching too. Him and Jeremy Swayman, he was a big part of his development at Maine. So I know they still keep in touch quite a bit, I assume.
I guess so. Alfie would have been one of the guys that named you captain, eh? Because being the
Yeah.
captain of Maine's pretty cool, eh?
Yeah, it was cool. A little bit unexpected as a sophomore, but I'm yeah, it was great. I'm again like it was an honor.
And I played against Maine with Western Michigan my freshman year, and I don't know if it's the same rink there still, but holy moly, like I was new to NCAA and I couldn't believe how loud it was. And
Yeah, how
then they
fun.
had the student section right above the net,
Yeah.
and if the pucks went in, they would throw them back at the players. I don't
Mhm.
know if that still happened when you were there, but
They'd throw pennies on the ice during warm-ups against the opposing team because there's like a hangover in the opposite end, which is where the away team warms up, and they would just toss pennies on the ice during warm-ups so guys would fall.
and so like I wasn't
Yeah,
being mean. I was they were doing that stuff.
yeah.
So like I went in and pretended to roof it a couple times, and I might have just missed roofing it.
Oh, it was an accident. Obviously, yeah, it
I wasn't
happens, right?
trying to
It's
hurt
hockey.
anybody. I was just trying to let them know we were there too.
Definitely not. Yeah, definitely not. You weren't trying to shoot it into the crowd. You'd
No, I
never
wouldn't
do
do
that.
that. No, I wouldn't do
No.
that. No.
Hey,
Um,
also too, just look, my phone might die. It's at 1%. I just saw it. Just FYI, if I get off, if it just cuts out, that's why.
okay, well, I
Yeah.
actually don't know how much else I got, but if you're such a health freak, what's your pregame
Yeah.
meal?
Pre-game meal. So I usually eat 4 or 5 eggs, avocado, and then typically a fish, salmon, or beef, sourdough toast, some rice, maybe depends on the day. Last year I didn't eat any grains at all, pretty much the whole year. So yeah.
You didn't
I
eat
I switch it up
grains?
though. Yeah, like no grain, like bread or pasta or rice. I just went the whole year without eating a bread. Yeah.
Jeepers, you would be shredded doing that shit.
Yeah, sometimes a little bit too lean, but it's okay.
So you're saying your phone's at 1%, so this is like done.
Yeah, like if I get off this call randomly, I'm not gonna be dialing back for like 10 minutes till I get to my
No,
apartment.
that's fine because I actually don't have that
Yeah,
much other than I'm looking forward to
cool.
seeing how you do in Nottingham.
Yeah,
I'm not a Panthers fan, but I like you, so I'm going to be cheering for you.
well, you
But
better
then,
cheer for me.
you're playing a
Thanks.
team I got no ties to, then all of a sudden I'll be cheering for Nottingham, you know?
Let's go. Yeah, that's exciting, man. Well, it's been fun. This is a good conversation. I'd love to do it again at some point. Who
Oh,
knows where
for
my
sure.
career takes me next, but yeah.
Well, exactly. And yeah, who knows? Maybe you'll be in Germany someday where I was. I actually
Yeah.
get to go back in February for a match, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's pretty neat getting over to Europe. It was neat seeing you play in the NHL, especially
Thank
after
you.
knowing your old man and winning a roller hockey tournament with him.
Yeah.
But no, I enjoy watching your career because you're a good kid. Well, you're not a kid anymore, but you come from a good dad. So,
Thank you.
I like cheering for good people, and I'm looking forward to seeing what you can do in the UK.
Yeah. Cheers, Brad. Thanks for having me on, man. You're a beauty, as they say in the hockey world.
Well,
Yeah.
and tell Stewie that if he wants to talk, I'm right here.
I'll let him know tomorrow in practice. Yeah. Or we're
Sounds,
playing out at the rink. Yeah. Before the game.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then if it showers chocolate, he probably will get all upset with me and start chirping.
Man, that's too funny. All right, man. I appreciate you.
All right, man. Hey, thanks for coming on, making the time.
Yeah. Of
And this has been
course.
another episode of Two Ales and Hockey Tales with Chaser and Wally.